From the subterranean streets of Mary King's Close, where thousands of plague victims lived and died underground, to the vaults of the South Bridge, where thieves and illegal whiskey distillers hid from the public eye, is a forgotten, hidden Edinburgh. But there's one place in a quiet suburb of the city that has a past no other site can rival. A past where Freemasons met in secret, where the rich held orgies, and where the Knights Templar may have even hidden the Holy Grail. Gilmerton Cove lies beneath the small mining town of Watson, just 4 miles from the city centre. Though the mysterious cove's history stretches back hundreds of years, very little is actually known about it.
Hi, great to meet you.
Hi, nice to meet you. How are you doing?
Great.
Just 10 feet beneath the streets is a hand-carved series of passageways and chambers dating back centuries.
Come down here. If you want to put a hard hat on, some of the doors and ceilings are quite low, so just a little bang in your head.
All right, will do.
Mel Johnson is an expert on Gilmerton Cove and has heard every story and legend surrounding this secret spot. Watson is a mining town, so holes beneath the streets are nothing special here. But when this site was officially excavated in 2002, experts were stunned. They discovered 7 subterranean rooms that up until 225 years ago were still in use.
This is Gilmerton Cove.
This is really neat. This is really impressive down here. I mean, even just seeing this little bit here, it's great down here.
It's quite bizarre, isn't it? It's not what you expect when you come down. It really is a very odd place.
Just as interesting is its construction.
The whole cove has been excavated out of the sandstone bedrock. By using the bedrock, they've created these rooms and passages and spaces. All the benches and all the tables, all the doorways, everything has been carved away.
So that's what this is. This is a sitting space. Now,
it is.
Can I sit on this, or this one looks like it's going to break?
No, that's fine.
All right, well, I'll have a seat on the bench. That's my limestone bench that's carved out. This is great.
According to the official version, in 1719 the cove was the home of a blacksmith named George Patterson, who decided to build an underground dwelling where he could work and live with his family. It apparently took him 5 years to carve out his home, though some say the cove is too elaborate to be the work of one man. It's built around a main corridor that stretches for 40 feet. Carved entirely out of natural sandstone, it has 2 entrances and 6 main rooms, each one decorated with built-in rock-hewn furniture. It's over 1,000 square feet and 10 feet beneath street level. After Patterson's death, the cove fell into disuse, and that's when his homey warren of rooms became a den of vice. Away from prying eyes, the cove was the perfect place for all sorts of illicit activities. Stories abound of illegal whiskey distilling, smuggling, and even a brothel. It's also said to have been the meeting place for the notorious Hellfire Club, a gentleman's club popular in the 18th century that met in secret and was rumoured to have held everything from orgies to satanic meetings. With their motto being, "Do what you will," Gilmerton Cove was the perfect place to do just that.
There are a lot of rumours about what this place was used for. Theories are that it was some sort of illegal drinking den, that it was, ritual or occult type activities, that the Covenanters hid down here.
But the Covenanters existed a century before Patterson, which means that the history of these underground chambers could date back even further than originally thought, to a dark and turbulent period in Scotland's history, known as the Killing Times. It began in 1638, when people opposed to the interference of the Stuart kings in the affairs of the Scottish Church signed the National Covenant. It was a show of defiance that would lead many to lose their homes and their livelihoods. Thousands were driven into exile, and thousands more killed in the bloody struggle that wreaked carnage across the Scottish countryside. As the King's army scoured the land looking for Covenanters, many retreated underground in secret.
What is this?
Well, it's always been referred to on the early plans as the punch bowl.
The punch bowl?
Yes. And it's mysterious. It doesn't make any sense. They've gone to some effort to define it.
Sure have.
It doesn't look like much, but this bowl, carved out in the middle of the table, resembles a baptismal font. Did the Covenanters risk death to gather and pray here, while the King's army searched for them just 10 feet above? Could they have carved out the chambers and not the local blacksmith? In 1897, the first attempt was made to find these answers, when an extensive survey discovered that the cove's history may be older than was thought. The sharp chisel marks on the walls pointed to a much older and cruder way of carving, to perhaps the time of the Covenanters, but other clues were also uncovered, leaving more questions than answers. The cove is littered with centuries-old graffiti, but only one symbol is repeated in numerous places.
One of the interesting symbols on this table is this one. What it does resemble is a Masonic compass.
It sure does. It sure does. See the compass right there.
The compass is one of the most common symbols in Freemasonry, a secret brotherhood whose origins are cloaked in secrecy. Did the first Freemasons meet underground in this subterranean cove? In 2002, excavations revealed another clue that may link the Masons to this site, a secret doorway.
There's a bit of a mystery still in this room. There's some sort of entrance doorway in here, but this blocking, this was all in place when we came down here to do the excavation. We were told by the structural engineers not to move that because the street is just up there.
Literally right there.
Yep.
So if you keep digging in here, the street may come down.
Exactly, which is why we weren't allowed to. But we don't know what this doorway leads to.
So it could be just as shallow as that, or it could go all the way underneath the street.
It could go all the way under the street.
The tunnel points in the direction of another local landmark steeped in mystery, Rosslyn Chapel, where, like Gilmerton, Masonic symbolism is carved into its stone. If Gilmerton and Rosslyn are connected underground, some speculate that the half-forgotten cave could be the final resting place of the Holy Grail, said to have been brought to Scotland by the Knights Templar. The Knights Templar was a powerful order of Christian crusaders disbanded in 1307, when the Pope charged the Grand Master with heresy and burned him at the stake. Many of the knights fled to Scotland, along with their treasures and wealth, where they were far from the reaches of the Pope and the Inquisition. What happened to their treasures, no one knows for sure, but rumours abound. And one rumour, surrounding this filled-in tunnel, points directly to Rosslyn Chapel. Rosslyn Chapel is just 7 miles outside Edinburgh and 5 miles from Gilmerton Cove. Built in 1446, it's literally bursting with symbolism, which link this small chapel to the Freemasons and the ancient order of the Knights Templar. Some believe it was actually built to protect the treasures of the Templars, including the Holy Grail. But is Gilmerton Cove the Grail's final resting place? Where better to hide something that everyone's looking for than a sleepy mining town, far away from suspecting eyes? The key to putting these rumours to rest may lie just beyond this wall of rubble.
We just don't know. It's too unsafe to find out at the moment, unfortunately.
Today, despite extensive archaeological and historical research, the purpose and origins of Gilmerton Cove remain a mystery. And though the cove has been almost forgotten, Mel believes there are plenty of reasons to keep the mystery alive.
Edinburgh's famous for the vaults and the underground city. In the centre of the city, there's nothing else like this known at all. It's completely unique, and nobody really knows what its purpose was.